Chosen one, stop exactly what you are doing right now. Do not scroll past this video. This is an urgent, divine interception. I almost gave up tonight because I was completely exhausted and ready to turn everything off. But fate forced me to record this message for you. I felt a massive push in my spirit. Heaven told me that your timeline is in absolute danger if you ignore this. It is late at night as I speak these words. The energy in this room is incredibly intense. The darkness tried everything to stop me from making this. My equipment failed twice while my mind felt clouded and unusually heavy. But I pushed through because someone watching this is on the edge of giving up. You are holding on to a tiny thread. You feel like the universe has completely abandoned you. Listen to me carefully. Take one slow, real breath. That strange tightness in your chest is not random anxiety. And the way you wake up at 3 in the morning with a racing heart is absolutely not normal. It is a physical symptom of a spiritual attack. They want you to believe that you are just failing. But the truth is far more dangerous. You are being targeted because of your massive light. There is a massive shift happening behind the scenes, a secret that the elite forces have kept hidden from you for years. I am going to reveal exactly what is blocking your reality, but you must stay locked onto this screen. If you leave now, you will miss the exact key you need to escape this heavy and painful cycle. The universe brought you here for a specific reason tonight. You have done the difficult inner work. You have prayed until your voice broke. You have forgiven people who never even apologized to you. You did everything right, but your life still feels like a permanently closed door. You watch other people get blessed effortlessly while you struggle for basic crumbs. It feels deeply unfair, and I am here to tell you that it is not your fault. You are not crazy for feeling completely exhausted. You are not delusional for thinking that something invisible is working against you. Your intuition is completely accurate. There is a deliberate mechanism designed to keep your frequency low. They use the modern world to drain your energy while they use toxic people to distract you from your true power. Tonight, we are breaking that cycle forever. The window of opportunity is closing fast. The spiritual realm is realigning right now. If you do not claim your position tonight, the blessing will pass you by and go to someone else. I am speaking directly to the cycle breaker of the family, the one who survived the brutal storm completely alone. This is your final warning to wake up. Do not let the darkness steal your inheritance while you sleep. This video was not put in front of you by some random algorithm. The system actually tried to hide this from you. It wants you to watch mindless entertainment to keep your brain numb, but divine alignment completely overpowered the digital matrix. Your guardian angels literally hijacked your feed because you asked for a real sign. This is it. Do not ignore the loud call of your spirit. There is a physical reason for your spiritual block. The spiritual teachers never told you this. They told you to just believe harder and raise your vibration. But they never gave you the actual blueprint to do it, leaving you trapped in a cycle of endless trying. Tonight, I am giving you the physical key to unlock your spiritual prison. You are a weapon of light. You carry a frequency that terrifies the lower realms. That is exactly why your life has been so incredibly hard. You are not being punished, but you are undergoing a brutal and necessary training program. The training is finally over now. It is time to step into your true role as a master of reality. It is time to take back everything they stole from you. Before we go further, I want to hold something in front of you, something that was discovered not inside a church or a spiritual community. It was found inside a research laboratory, something that won the highest scientific recognition available. Most chosen ones have never been told about this discovery because it explains something I know you have deeply felt for years. It explains the massive gap between the person you know yourself to be and the reality you are living. I will show you exactly what was found. I will tell you what this scientific discovery is, but not yet. First, I need you to fully understand what was taken from you, and I need you to see the invisible chains holding you down. Only then will the solution make complete sense. So hold this question in your mind as we proceed. What if the gap between your potential and your reality is not a character flaw? What if it has a specific scientific name? What if everything you have struggled with is just a suppressed frequency waiting to be switched back on? Do not look away. The revelation that completely changes your life begins right now. You are feeling a deep exhaustion that sleep simply cannot fix. Your shoulders carry an invisible weight that feels heavier every single month. And you look around at other people living their normal lives, wondering why everything feels so incredibly hard for you. You smile brightly to hide the pain. You constantly show up to help everyone else around you. But deep inside your soul, you are slowly breaking apart. I know you have seriously thought about giving up recently. You sat alone in your room and wondered if God forgot about your existence. You cried silent tears that nobody else in the world ever saw. The deep isolation you feel has been completely brutal and unforgiving. You watch people with bad intentions get ahead while you struggle just to survive. It feels like a very sick and twisted joke. But the universe is absolutely not mocking you right now. This daily exhaustion is not a sign of your personal failure. Stop blaming yourself for this painful delay in your life. Stop telling yourself that you are just not working hard enough to succeed. You have read the spiritual books and practiced the daily affirmations. You tried to manifest a better reality, but the heavy block is still there. It is not a lack of faith holding you back today, and it is certainly not a lack of real effort on your part. The enemy wants you to feel guilty, because guilt keeps your vibration incredibly low. There is a very real physical reason why your spiritual practices feel empty lately. The stubborn block is not just residing in your beautiful soul. It is heavily locked inside your physical brain right now. You are fighting a massive spiritual battle with a biological instrument that has been severely compromised. The modern world was perfectly designed to keep you trapped in a state of survival. They feed you endless stress through screens. They keep your nervous system completely overwhelmed and totally distracted. Here is the dark secret that they never wanted to tell you. The reason the universe responds to certain people and not others is not just faith. It is a very specific brainwave that controls your reality. Scientists have a medical name for this powerful frequency. They call it the gamma state. And it is the exact frequency your brain ran when you were a young child, back when brilliant ideas came to you easily and naturally, when learning new things felt completely effortless and fun, when you somehow knew things before they actually happened. That was the time when the world felt like it was totally on your side. Then adulthood arrived with all of its heavy burdens, and the modern system went to work on destroying your peace. The daily financial stress and the glowing digital screens broke you down. The strict school system trained you to conform instead of creating your own path. Every single year, this sacred frequency was suppressed a little bit further. It was pushed deeper and deeper below the surface of your conscious mind. It was pushed down until the version of you with a photographic memory went completely silent. The brave version of you with lightning intuition slowly faded away into the background. The kind of magical luck that makes others whisper just vanished from your life. When your gamma brainwave fades, your natural genius fades right along with it. Your deep spiritual intuition dulls into a state of anxious overthinking. Meaningful synchronicities stop happening in your daily routine. The clear sense that the universe is working with you goes completely silent. Most people will live their entire lives without ever knowing this happened to them. But you are a chosen one, and you are not most people. And the important question I asked you to hold a few minutes ago, the one about a massive gap and a hidden scientific name, the answer to that profound question is much closer than you think. You are starting to realize that your lack of progress is a neurological suppression. It is absolutely not a spiritual failure on your part. You were systematically, and biologically sabotaged by them. They knew that if you stayed connected to that childhood frequency, you would be completely unstoppable. You are a powerful creator meant to build wealth. You are a cycle breaker meant to change the entire trajectory of your bloodline. If your brain was firing correctly, you would manifest your desires in days instead of decades. So, they flooded your environment with low vibrations to keep you completely stuck. They forced you into the beta wave of constant fear and endless panic. That is exactly why you feel so incredibly drained around certain toxic people. You are a gifted empath with a highly sensitive nervous system. When you enter a crowded room, your body absorbs the anxiety of everyone else. Because your protective gamma shield is dormant, you take on their heavy pain as your own. You wrongly thought you were just being too sensitive to the world, but your sensitivity is actually a divine superpower that has been violently stripped of its armor. It is completely acceptable to feel a deep anger about this unfair situation right now. You have been fighting a massive war with your hands tied firmly behind your back. The spiritual community told you to just think positive thoughts and smile more often. But how can you think positively when your brain is physically locked in a state of panic? You cannot outsmart a biological lockdown with simple motivational quotes. You desperately need a real and powerful intervention, and that divine intervention is finally here for you. You are absolutely not a broken or damaged person. You are just temporarily disconnected from your original magical design. The exhaustion you feel is the heavy friction of a massive engine running without its proper fuel. Your beautiful soul wants to fly, but your brain is anchored to the heavy dirt of survival. This is the ultimate realization that will shift your path. And as this truth settles into your spirit, everything begins to transform. We are going to flip the powerful switch back on tonight. Look back at the past 3 years of your heavy life. You watched relationships crumble around you, and you watched heavy doors completely shut in your face while you were just trying to survive. You felt like you were being punished for being kind. You gave your pure heart to people who completely crushed it. You thought you made terrible mistakes, but I need you to hear this profound truth today. Your past was not a random string of bad luck. Every single rejection was a calculated move by the universe. Heaven deliberately slowed you down to protect your fragile frequency. The universe pulled you out of rooms you were never meant to enter. It shielded you from people who plotted your downfall, and it removed the toxic connections that drained your precious energy. You did not lose those relationships because you were unworthy. You lost them because your light was too blinding for their dark intentions. Stop blaming yourself for the painful delays you have experienced. You are not late to your own destiny, and you definitely did not take a wrong turn. The deep isolation you feel is absolutely not a harsh punishment. It is a divine isolation designed to cleanse your energy field. The higher realms quarantined you from the toxic noise because you were constantly absorbing the heavy trauma of a broken world. They had to cut you off to rebuild your massive strength. You are an empath with boundaries that are finally starting to form. For years you absorbed the heavy pain of everyone around you. You healed them while they drained your vital life force. They thought your silence was a sign of pure weakness. They thought they could manipulate your kind heart forever, but they severely underestimated the incredible giant hiding inside your soul. Your kindness was never a weakness. That period of extreme loneliness was a rigorous training ground. While you cried alone in your room, heaven was upgrading your spiritual armor. Your nervous system was being reprogrammed to hold a much higher vibration. The people who abandoned you were just temporary actors in your story. They played their part to trigger your massive awakening, and once their specific job was completely done, the universe forcefully removed them from your timeline. Do you remember the quiet authority you felt right after the storm passed? That sudden moment when you stopped caring about their petty opinions? That was the exact moment your spiritual shift actually occurred. You stopped begging to be understood by people who were totally committed to misunderstanding you. You finally realized that you do not need their validation to exist, and that profound realization was the universe placing a heavy crown on your head. You did not break under the crushing weight of their betrayal. You actually evolved into something they can no longer touch. You became the dangerous weapon you were trying to survive. Your enemies are watching you closely right now, in absolute panic. They see that their dark magic and toxic words no longer affect you, because your pure silence has become a weapon that absolutely terrifies them. They can no longer control what they cannot access. They do not hate you for shining your beautiful light. They hate you because your bright presence exposes their deep darkness. When you walk into a room, your energy demands instant respect. You do not even have to speak a single word to shift the atmosphere, because your newly formed aura does all the heavy lifting for you. This is the incredible power of the Chosen One. This is the profound reward for surviving the divine isolation. You have officially passed the test. Every tear you dropped was a heavy seed planted in fertile soil. And now the massive harvest is ready for you to completely claim. But you must let go of the deep sadness holding you to the past. The painful history you survived is completely finished. It is a closed chapter that holds absolutely no power over your bright future. So you must stop looking back at the heavy doors that heaven locked for your own safety. There is a reason your spirit has been so incredibly restless lately. You feel a massive buildup of energy pushing you forward. That is your deep intuition telling you that the wait is finally over. The universe is aligning a beautiful new path just for you. But to walk on it, you must accept your total absolution and completely forgive yourself for the things you did not know back then. You owe those toxic people absolutely nothing. Take a deep breath and let that heavy guilt fall away. You were always exactly where you needed to be. The confusion and the pain were just the messy process of birth. You are emerging from the dark cocoon as a powerful master of reality. The universe kept careful records of your suffering, meaning everything that was stolen from you is about to be returned. The divine restoration is actively knocking on your door tonight. The people who hurt you will have to watch your massive rise, but you will be too busy living in abundance to even care. You survived the brutal fire and came out completely purified. Now it is time to understand the invisible forces you are actually fighting, because while your soul is healed, the physical block still quietly remains. We have to clear that final neurological hurdle together tonight. Listen carefully to this next part. You feel the spiritual shift happening right now, but something physical is still incredibly stuck. The higher realm is completely ready to deliver your heavy blessing, but your physical vessel is totally blocked by the loud noise around you. The modern world is a massive trap, and they built a cold system to deliberately drain your precious energy every single day. The constant digital noise keeps you trapped in perpetual survival mode. You work a heavy job just to barely pay your bills. They want your brilliant brain permanently locked in a state of absolute fear. Because a fearful mind cannot manifest a beautiful and wealthy reality while the nervous system is screaming for help. Your true magic lives in another state entirely. It lives in the exact frequency they constantly try to destroy. This state of anxious survival is medically called beta. It is incredibly heavy, and it feels completely exhausting. But your beautiful soul was never meant to live in beta. The elite forces know this profound truth, and they aggressively protect their own energy while flooding your space with toxic digital junk. They want you so exhausted that you never question the invisible cage around your life. Your stubborn spiritual block is actually a deep biological lockdown. You pray for a miracle every single night, but your desperate prayers hit a thick ceiling of neurological static before they can reach the heavens. You simply cannot manifest generational wealth when your nervous system is completely terrified. There is a hidden mechanism behind this heavy spiritual block. I am going to expose exactly how they did it to you. Listen carefully to this next crucial part. The daily suppression starts the exact moment you wake up. Glowing screens immediately hijack your morning peace before you can even breathe. You are fed bad news to instantly trigger your heavy stress hormones. This constant negative bombardment completely shuts down your intuitive center, making the clear channel to heaven become filled with thick and noisy static. You start seriously doubting your own beautiful mind. You doubt yourself because the divine connection feels incredibly weak today. This is exactly why meditating feels so impossible for you lately. You try to sit in pure silence, but your anxious mind screams with heavy panic while you search for the quiet center. You mistakenly think you are failing at your spirituality, but you are actually fighting a brutal neurological war. They programmed you to constantly doubt your own inner voice. They want you to look outside for answers so they can sell you fake solutions. The entire modern matrix relies entirely on your endless confusion. If you wake up and remember your true power, their dark system completely collapses into absolute dust. You are a massive threat to their total control, and that is why the hidden attacks against your life have been so incredibly severe. But before we go any further, I have to tell you something crucial. Something the greedy people who profit from your exhaustion absolutely do not want you to know. Neuroscientists working quietly away from the noisy headlines have discovered a brilliant secret. They finally found exactly how to bring this dormant brainwave back to vibrant life, and it does not require years of difficult training that normal people cannot sustain. You absolutely do not need biofeedback machines that cost $7,000. Those expensive clinical settings are designed to keep the secret hidden from the struggling masses. The brilliant researchers found something far simpler, and they found something far more aligned with how your physical body was originally designed to work. It is a very specific sound frequency. This audio is perfectly engineered to guide your brainwave patterns back to the genius state. It returns you to the magical state you naturally possessed when you were a small child. Princeton University actually studied this profound phenomenon in deep detail. The Einstein Center confirmed the exact same incredible results. Great minds validated this hidden truth because it completely bypasses the conscious mind. They confirmed that when this specific brainwave is reactivated, it radiates outward and positively influences the people around you. Your sweet children feel the shift. Your partner naturally absorbs the calming energy. 7 minutes a day is all it actually takes to completely change your heavy reality. And the most amazing part is that it begins working the very first time you simply listen to it. The deep fog finally lifts, and the heavy static completely clears from your exhausted mind. I will tell you exactly what this powerful tool is called. I promise to give you the secret name, and I will show you how to access it before this vital message completely ends. But first, there is something you deeply need to understand today. We must discuss why your massive breakthrough was severely delayed for so many painful years. The darkness set a very specific trap for your beautiful mind. They built a terrifying illusion to keep you running in endless circles. You have to clearly see the trap to walk right past it and claim your victory. If you do not understand their dark strategy, you will fall right back into the heavy beta state. The enemy uses a very common tactic to drag chosen ones back into the toxic mud. Pay close attention to this serious warning. Your pure frequency is finally rising, and the heavy chains are finally breaking off your spirit. But the exact moment you start to rise, the dark matrix sends a desperate test. It sends a familiar toxic face or a sudden financial panic to pull your energy down. They want to trigger your old trauma to completely stop the glorious new timeline. Do not fall for this desperate and cheap trick tonight. The crowd thrives on total chaos. They feed on the toxic drama that slowly destroys your peace. You look at the loud masses and feel completely disconnected from their shallow desires. They chase temporary highs while you are building a permanent kingdom of light. Your beautiful soul requires immense depth, but they are entirely comfortable living in the shallow end of the spiritual pool. That is exactly why you attract broken people who want to steal your bright energy. Narcissists are completely drawn to you because you carry the pure light they lack. They attach themselves to your vibrant aura like heavy spiritual parasites. They drain your precious frequency and then call you crazy when you finally react to their abuse. But their dark manipulation no longer works on you. You used to apologize for setting healthy boundaries in your own life. You were the sweet empath who constantly begged to be understood by people committed to misunderstanding you. You broke yourself into tiny pieces just to keep them warm. Stop doing that right now. Heaven is commanding you to completely purge their toxic residue from your sacred energy field. You owe them absolutely nothing. You are no longer the frightened victim hiding from their angry storms. The brutal crucible of pain has officially forged you into the untouchable master of your reality. When you finally cut the cord, they panic because their primary energy supply is gone forever. Let them starve in the dark. Your divine assignment does not include saving people who are actively trying to destroy you. Embrace your absolute quiet authority today. Your pure silence is a massive weapon of light that cuts through their loud and messy illusions. You do not need to explain your sudden absence to them. You do not need to defend your beautiful character to people who are completely committed to their toxic lies. Just walk away and let your massive success be the only answer they ever receive. Take a very deep breath right now. Visualize the dark cords connecting you to the past, completely snapping in half. Feel the heavy expectations of the crowd falling right off your tired shoulders. You are a rare cycle breaker, meant to rise above the noisy matrix. You cannot fly if you are carrying the heavy baggage of people who secretly want to see you fail. Drop the heavy bags immediately. The crowd wants you to stay small so they feel better about their own failures. They demand your compliance to validate their miserable choices. But the chosen one was never designed to fit perfectly inside their tiny boxes. You were born to shatter the very system they blindly worship every single day. Your mere existence is a massive threat to their comfortable and deeply toxic illusions. This is why your divine isolation was the greatest gift heaven ever gave you. Being alone protected your pure frequency from being corrupted by their heavy beta waves. You learned how to find peace in the empty silence. While they desperately chased cheap attention, you quietly built an indestructible fortress inside your own soul. The lonely nights were actually your most profound spiritual upgrade. Every time you ignore their bait, you take back a piece of your stolen soul. They will throw sudden emergencies at you just to steal your attention again. Do not take the heavy bait. Let their manufactured crises fall completely flat. Your energy is a sacred currency, and you must stop spending it on people who belong entirely to your painful past. You are moving forward without them tonight. They will call you arrogant when you finally remember your true worth. They will say you changed because you no longer tolerate their blatant disrespect. Let them talk to themselves. A healed person no longer tolerates confusion disguised as pure love. You no longer accept disrespect simply because it is disguised as honesty. You are stepping into an incredibly rare and elevated spiritual tier. The universe is clearing the heavy stage for your glorious debut, but heaven cannot pour new blessings into a cup that is full of toxic poison. You must be completely empty of their dark energy to receive the divine wealth. So let the hateful crowd misunderstand you. Let the jealous narcissists create their fake narratives about your life. Their small minds cannot comprehend your massive destiny. Type 111 down in the comments to completely claim this powerful alignment. You are anchoring your new identity directly into the physical realm. The dark shadows of your past are officially melting away right now. You are finally becoming the untouchable force you were always meant to be. And because you are successfully purging this darkness, the universe is sending rapid confirmation. You will start seeing undeniable proof that the invisible doors are finally opening. But you have to know exactly what to look for tomorrow morning. There are specific physical signs that prove your massive shift is actually happening. These are not random coincidences or crazy hallucinations. They are precise mathematical coordinates sent directly from heaven. Listen closely to this next part. There is a fatal trap set up right before your glorious dawn. What is this deadly illusion that destroys so many chosen ones? I will reveal the dangerous trap to you very soon. But before we expose the darkness, you must recognize the divine signs, because the universe is actively signaling that your massive breakthrough is finally here. Pay close attention to these 6 clear signs. Sign number 1 is the undeniable explosion of synchronicity in your daily life. You see the exact same numbers everywhere you go today. 777 or 111 appears on every single clock. This is absolutely not a random glitch in the chaotic matrix. It is a precise mathematical confirmation from heaven showing that your frequency is rising and your new path is finally aligning with your destiny. Sign number 2 is a drastic shift in your normal sleep cycle. You wake up completely energized at exactly 3 in the morning. Your mind feels unusually sharp while the rest of the world is sleeping. The heavy mental fog starts to lift from your tired brain without any logical explanation, because heaven is downloading new blueprints into your spirit while the beta waves are quiet. Sign number 3 is a sudden and intense disgust for your old environments. Things that used to bring you comfort now feel incredibly toxic and heavy. You simply cannot tolerate those shallow conversations anymore. Your pure soul is completely rejecting the lower frequency of the crowd, and your body physically repels anyone who carries a hidden dark agenda. You are being powerfully purified. Sign number 4 is a strange feeling of deep peace in the middle of total chaos. While everyone else panics over the daily news, you feel a quiet certainty in your chest. Your fragile nervous system is finally detaching from the artificial fear matrix. You know deep down that you are completely protected by a higher power, so the loud storms simply do not reach your sacred inner room. Sign number 5 is the instant manifestation of very small things. You casually think of a specific person and they suddenly call your phone. You need a rare piece of information and it instantly appears on your screen. Your internal gamma receiver is slowly waking up from its long coma. The universe is testing your manifestation muscles with these tiny and beautiful miracles. Sign number 6 is a sudden influx of weird and vivid dreams. You dream of massive floods or flying above crumbling cities. These are not just random images produced by a stressed mind, because they are literal visions of your old reality washing away to make room for the new kingdom. Your subconscious is actively purging the heavy trauma of your difficult past while you safely sleep. Now, you clearly see the profound signs happening in your daily routine. The divine wealth transfer is actively loading into your glorious new timeline. But this brings us to the most dangerous part of your entire journey. I warned you about a fatal trap at the very beginning of this section. What is the final illusion the enemy uses to stop a powerful chosen one? It is the sudden and unexpected return of your painful past. Right when you are about to finally break through, an old toxic person reaches out to you. A narcissistic ex suddenly texts you out of nowhere with a fake apology, Or an old abusive job unexpectedly offers you a false sense of financial security. They desperately want to drag you back into the heavy beta state of fear. These ghosts are sent directly by the dark matrix to test your new boundaries, and if you reply to them, you instantly lower your pure rising frequency. You loudly tell the universe that you are still willing to accept less than you truly deserve. The darkness hopes you will choose familiar pain over unknown glory. Do not fall for this cheap and pathetic illusion tonight. Do not answer that late-night message from the person who broke you. Do not entertain their fake apologies or their manufactured crises. Let the dead past stay completely dead in the cold ground. Your absolute silence is the ultimate test of your new spiritual maturity, and it proves to heaven that your container is finally strong enough to hold real power. Pass the final test. When you successfully ignore the toxic counterfeit, the real blessing arrives almost instantly. Heaven just needed to know you would never settle for the fake version of your destiny. You passed the brutal test, and the heavy door is finally unlocking. Your spiritual readiness is undeniable today, but your physical brain still needs the exact key to fully cross the threshold. You are entirely ready to receive the scientific solution we discussed earlier. The heavy neurological block that kept you trapped is ready to be completely shattered. The incredible discovery from the research lab is actively waiting for your command. I am going to reveal the exact name of this powerful tool right now. Get ready to finally reclaim your stolen genius. The heavy chains are finally breaking off your spirit right now. You have walked through the dark valley of shadows for so many years. You survived the brutal attacks that would have completely destroyed anyone else. But you are standing here today with a heart full of radiant light because you never let the darkness win. The universe is heavily applauding your incredible endurance. Can you feel that massive shift in your spirit right now? The pitch-black darkness has officially retreated behind you, and as the dawn of your new era shines brightly, you are completely ready to step into your undeniable kingdom authority. The long waiting season is finally over today. Remember the question I asked you to hold at the beginning of this message. What if the heavy gap between your dreams and your reality is not a character flaw? Here is the powerful answer heaven prepared for you today. A specific brainwave called the gamma wave was running freely while you were a young child. Princeton University studied this exact frequency in deep detail. The Einstein Center in Berlin confirmed its incredible manifestation power, and Columbia University found that when this brainwave is restored, it radiates outward and positively influences the people you love. A brilliant team of neuroscientists spent years compressing this full clinical protocol. Dr. Robert Lake led this research team in New York. But before I tell you what they built, let me tell you about two people who actually used it. A woman from California named Rachel had tried absolutely everything to heal. She tried endless meditation and exhausting manifestation techniques without seeing any real progress. Nothing broke the heavy fog blocking her beautiful life. But after just 2 weeks of listening to this frequency, she said something completely cleared in her tired mind. Her mind sharpened instantly, and her failing marriage shifted back into deep love. She described her new life as completely enchanted. A man named Michael from Texas started using it to improve his struggling business. His impressive results were equally incredible to witness. 2 months later, his wife joked that his intelligence had jumped 20 points. The hardest problems he used to lose sleep over started solving themselves while he safely slept in his bed. He said it felt like his brain was finally running on pure power. That is exactly what Dr. Lake and his team built for you. They call it the Genius Song. It is definitely not a generic meditation app. It is a 7-minute audio track using advanced brain entrainment technology. They compressed 1 full hour of clinical protocol into something you can easily do at home. You just put on your headphones and close your tired eyes while you gently relax. You do not meditate or chant a single word. You simply let the pure frequency do what your brain was originally designed to receive. But the genius song is absolutely not for everyone. It is heavily reserved for the chosen one who has already done the difficult inner work. It is for the rare soul who knows their blessing just needs a clear physical channel. Biofeedback sessions to restore this state cost hundreds of dollars per hour in a clinical setting. An in-home machine runs thousands of dollars today. But what the genius song delivers is available to you right now for a tiny fraction of its true value. And it comes completely packaged with 4 powerful bonuses to accelerate your massive growth. You receive an audio track activating focus for your beautiful children. You get the original prosperity book that Secret Wealth was built upon. You receive a guided visualization and a printable daily habits guide. These gifts are designed to perfectly sustain your new gamma state because your transformation will be completely unstoppable. Here is the deeper truth about waiting for a better time. The massive provision God arranged for you does not arrive as completely new information. It arrives as something you instantly recognize in your spirit. The blessings placed in your path for this season are already there. The chosen one who restores the receiver today finally sees what was always waiting for them. Waiting is not neutral because the divine arrangement is already in motion. Do not look for this specific frequency on public streaming platforms. The dark forces actively circulating counterfeits online have left zero brain entrainment encoded in their fake tracks. They just want to keep your vibration incredibly low and weak. Guard your precious energy from those dangerous imitations. The true frequency is protected by a divine guarantee. This is an energetic exchange governed by complete and total trust between you and the universe. The universe requires absolutely no risk from a chosen one today. If you do not feel the massive shift, every single penny is returned to you. The only authentic version is available through the link placed in the description and the pinned comment below. But the tool is never the final destination. The physical tool simply restores your receiver, so the spiritual destination can be easily recognized. Heaven does not require you to acquire anything to be fiercely loved. What was described is just one powerful way the receiver is restored. Whether that specific path is for you or not, the deep truth of this message belongs to you entirely. Now let us go deeper into what is actively waiting for you. You are stepping into a timeline of absolute power and quiet authority today. For the chosen one whose spirit confirmed what was described earlier, the specific frequency tool remains available in the description for you. Nothing more to say about it now, and that is the final time it will be mentioned. What follows right now belongs entirely to your deep spiritual ceiling. The final activation is happening in this exact moment while you listen to the sound of my voice. You are crossing the beautiful threshold into a brand new timeline tonight. You are no longer the frightened empath who begged to be understood by the cold world. The brutal crucible of pain has forged you into the untouchable master of your reality. From this moment on, your energy demands complete respect without a single word spoken. The divine wealth you were promised is flowing effortlessly into your beautiful new timeline. You are a powerful weapon of light, standing proudly in the open field, and they can no longer touch your protected spirit. Every closed door in your past was actually a heavy shield of divine protection. You finally understand the profound purpose behind your lonely and silent tears. God isolated you to prepare you for this exact, massive victory. Look at your hands and realize they are carrying the powerful keys to the kingdom. You hold the authority to completely change the destiny of your entire bloodline because you survived the dark night. Your children will walk in the bright light from this day forward. You will wake up tomorrow morning feeling completely different. The heavy dread that used to sit on your chest will be entirely gone. You will look in the mirror and finally recognize the powerful warrior staring back at you. Your mind will be incredibly sharp, and your beautiful heart will be totally at peace. The chaotic world will still spin wildly outside your window today, but you will remain completely untouched by their heavy fear and endless panic. Take a moment to fully forgive the older versions of yourself. Forgive the scared version of you who stayed in toxic places for way too long. That past version was just trying to survive the dark matrix without any guidance. You did the absolute best you could with the tools you had back then. Now you have the ultimate blueprint to safely rule your own beautiful timeline. Honor your painful past, but refuse to ever live in that dark place again. The toxic narcissists who tried to break you are completely powerless now. Their dark magic bounces right off your glowing spiritual armor. You do not need to seek revenge, because your massive success is the ultimate payback. The universe is actively fighting your battles while you sit in absolute peace. Just breathe deeply and accept this beautiful reality today. You are fiercely loved and heavily protected by the highest realms of pure light. Heaven is watching your response in this very exact second. The pitch-black darkness has retreated completely behind you. The bright dawn of the new era is shining its brightest rays onto your spiritual crown. To lock in this glorious frequency, you must take a physical action right now. You have to create an absolute shield of protection around your newly activated aura. The enemy wants you to just close this video and forget your incredible power. Do not let the darkness steal your massive breakthrough tonight. Type Amen down in the comments to completely seal this beautiful reality. Tap the like button as a powerful act of agreement with what God just spoke to your heart. You are anchoring yourself at the highest vibrational frequency available on this earth. Every time you declare your victory, you build a massive wall of fire around your precious energy. Claim your divine inheritance in the comments right now. But there is one final step to complete your spiritual assignment today. If this fiery message has reignited the deep faith inside your soul, do not keep this great blessing entirely to yourself. There is a tired soul out there, bleeding in the dark of despair. Someone else is crying tonight because they feel completely abandoned by the universe. They are desperately needing a guiding light to find their way back home, and you can be that beacon for them. Share this video with someone who truly needs it to multiply your own blessing. Sowing the seed of hope today is actively multiplying the massive blessing for yourself tomorrow. When you share this light, you prove to heaven that your hands are completely open to receive. You step into your true role as a powerful cycle breaker for the collective. Be the beautiful miracle that someone else is desperately praying for tonight. Send this powerful message to them right now. The waiting season is officially over for you today. The dry desert you walked through has suddenly burst into an oasis of divine favor. Every heavy closed door is being blown completely off its hinges. Walk forward with your head held incredibly high. You are the chosen one, and the universe is fiercely on your side. The grand table is fully prepared for you in the presence of your enemies. Rest peacefully tonight, knowing that the heavy war is completely won. Your beautiful spirit is permanently sealed in the glorious light of divine protection. I am incredibly proud of you for surviving the brutal storm entirely alone. Your breathtaking new life officially begins in this exact moment. Welcome to your beautiful new reality.